We need to do another intro. So, real quick, here's what I want everyone to do. Say your name and then say what the podcast is about in like 30 seconds.
I'm going to tell you right now, John, that I, Matthew Sin, will not do that.
Well, then what are you going to do?
I emphatically refuse to state that the purpose of this podcast is to determine which character in a particular series, piece of media, book, whatever that we're talking about is the best. Because we've already done this twice before. To do it a third time is a disservice to myself, to Brandon, and I think to you. It's just disrespectful at this point.
Well, here at Your Favorite Character Sucks, that's what we do. We repeat the process over and over until we have multiple winners. And then at the end of the season, we have a best of the best episode where those winners go head to head to determine which character is the best from the entire season.
Well, here's what I, Brandon Lee Nash, will tell you about this program, YFCS Pod, as we like to call it on the socials. I'm just here to argue with my friends about dumbass shit that most people don't really care about, but we do, and that's why we're here.
I love it. All right, thank you guys. On today's episode, Bob's Burgers. I don't know if Ayradth, if you know Brandon.
Yes, I know
who does
he
the
is.
podcast with us. Oh, okay, you're okay. Well, he's here.
I've met him in person like 4 times.
Yeah.
I think you've probably been to his house.
I have been to his house.
I think we rode back from Austin together.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That does sound right.
And then Emily is with us. Emily Augustine.
Hello.
I don't know who that is. Hello.
She supposedly knows who Haleigh is, though.
Yeah, me and Haleigh were in cross country together.
Yeah, we
in high
definitely
school.
went to school together, and I maybe stayed at her apartment once.
Oh, Emily
Didn't I?
says she
Who was
doesn't
that?
know.
I don't know. Who lived with Megan in San Marcos?
When we went to Six Flags?
Yeah.
No, that was with Megan and Christina.
And Christina? Okay.
Once I figured it was probably Christina.
I feel like you were there in spirit, though, Emily.
I probably was.
Okay, so we're here to talk about Bob's Burgers. To talk about the best character in Bob's Burgers. We had burgers for dinner. I don't know what y'all had.
We had enchilada casserole. However, we had plans to make burgers from the Bob's Burgers recipe book.
Oh, man, yeah.
But then we
That's
had
nice.
burgers yesterday, so we were like, maybe we should wait and do those later. But we can tell you about the one we were going to have.
Yeah, we can.
What was the one you were looking at?
Okay, wait, hold on.
We can tell you about the one we were going to have. All right, give us 5 minutes.
I don't know. She's just finding the correct page in the book.
Yeah, that's all. It's a really big book.
It's practically the size
a
of
lot of
her.
burgers.
Well,
Is it all the burgers of the day from the chalkboard?
It
is.
The Bob's Burgers Burger Book, Real Recipes for Joke Burgers.
but Emily and I would have upset Bob with our burgers because we had, what does he call them?
I had the Impossible Burger.
You
So.
had the Impossible Burger, and I had turkey burger, which he calls alternative meat.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Bob refers to it
But
as.
did you
So-
have sweet potato fries?
I did.
Oh, God.
also-
You have to leave, Emily.
I know.
Is there also
Yeah, that's
Things
a
that would
huge
not
no.
be sold at
It
Bob's
is.
shop.
They haven't even watched the show before, clearly.
That's just some trendy nonsense that restaurants do to hype up their prices.
So did you figure out what that burger was?
I did. It's the Don't You For Cheddar About Me burger from season 3, episode 13, Linda Pendant Woman.
And what's the ingredients?
Oh, God.
But she already did that fancy book
Just close the
snap.
book. Don't open that book. I swear to God, don't
And
open
let
that
me
book.
let me just slice through these pages. I hope you can hear them.
I know that there's cheese in the hamburger meat.
Yeah. All right. Well, also, your podcast. Have y'all done every episode now?
Yeah, we finished about like a year ago, I think,
I thought so.
or a while ago. And actually,
Parks
we
and
nev-
Rect.
Yes, it's Parks and Rec pod. And we actually we have a couple unfinished businesses that eventually we'll have to attend to, but we have completed every episode.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So if you want to check it out, Parks and Rec pod.
And the cool thing about that show is that they have a guy who actually works in a parks department.
Yeah, we keep him in
yeah.
a cage.
Is he still working in the parks department, right?
Yeah, he manages a parks facility.
He manages
or like
a park
rec
in Austin.
It's actually a rec center.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a weird way to
So
say it.
he like relates to the episode sometimes and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
Nice.
in real life.
Yeah. All right, well, we've gotten the introductions out of the way. Well, actually, no, we didn't say your names yet. So this is Haleigh, whose podcast is Parks and Rec, and that's my sister, one of my sisters, who apparently likes Bob's Burgers a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Favorite show.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And then,
okay.
And then my other sister, who doesn't have a podcast, which I don't know, I thought everyone had one, so... But she's in college, I guess, so she's busy with that.
Yeah.
How's that hashtag college life?
Oh, God. Stressful. I have like 3 assignments due tomorrow, and I don't want to do them because they're just observation videos. So
this is way better doing this.
Why are you distracting her with the podcast when she has homework?
Well,
he's helping me procrastinate. It's fine.
I tried to schedule around it. We can't schedule D&D. We can't schedule podcasts. We can't do anything because everyone's so busy. All right. Well, Bob's Burgers. Who wants to start by introducing their character, which, you should only do like maybe 1 or 2 minute of introduction. Just like, this is who I'm choosing. And this is kind of the summary of why I think they're the best. Does anyone want to start in particular, or I can do it if no one does? Y'all ready? Are y'all still there? Are we done?
Yeah, we're just doing homework now. Observation video time.
Yeah.
I
got you. All right. I'll start then. I'm not choosing. I'm telling you that Tina is the best character in Bob's Burgers. Why is she the best? I don't know. That's the other thing about this show is that, like, when I'm rewatching it, Tina is just ephemeral. Like, just like the show is. Like, I'm not ever really laughing out loud that much, but it just feels good to watch. And I laugh every now and then. And Tina, everything that she says makes me feel that way. So, like, I just smile every time she speaks. And I say she's voiced by a man, Dan Mintz, who also, if you listen to his comedy, some of his jokes are not even that funny, but it's just the way he delivers them that is hilarious. Like, he talks just like Tina. He's not changing his voice at all for that character. But yeah, I love Tina for a ton of different reasons. I'll get deeper into why later, but she just makes me feel good on a show that makes me feel good. So that's why I like her.
I dressed up for her for Halloween like 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Which was
Halloween
just the
costume.
bob? Did you have like a wig?
I did the wig because I bought that wig for something else and never got to wear it. And I was like, I can be Tina. And then I just wore like a blue shirt and my chucks and...
Skirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did the whole like hunched over thing.
Hunched shoulders.
was also Tina for Halloween one year. And also the other 2 co-hosts of my podcast were Jean and Louise. And we were doing...
Way.
Yes.
Who was Louise?
Sean.
That's hilarious.
And I made all of our costumes. So like I made his bunny ears out of a pink visor that I cut up into ears and added like foam. It was pretty rad, but it was cool because in the morning we went to Camp Gladiator in our costumes and like worked out
in our costumes.
And then that evening we had a flag football game. And then afterwards we went to like the flag football social because it was literally Halloween. And we wore our costumes there. And so then we were all in character at the bar. So I was being Tina like under the table at one point. Well, it was a fun time.
Looking at butts or panicking?
Yes.
But yeah, I love the way that the characters are designed. I think they're very popular Halloween characters, right? Bob's Burgers. And I was going to say that the guy who designed, when I was doing research, I read that the guy who designed the characters died just this past year.
Oh, really?
He had like a skydiving accident.
Damn.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was not like, he didn't have a disease or something. He literally, there was some kind of accident when he jumped out of a plane. And like,
that's terrible.
Yeah, I did that. So, yeah, I guess, I don't know why I brought that up on this podcast.
Bob's
but
worst fear.
Yeah.
Getting in a plane and jumping out.
It does seem like a very non-Bob's Burgers thing to have happen, like being a skydiver or whatever. Never would happen on the show.
God.
Louise would do it.
She would. But she'd be too young, so she'd have to like finagle her way.
Well, Bob would also do it with her, but he wouldn't want to, so.
Bob doesn't want to do anything except work.
True, but he'll support his family.
At the burger joint. Or rescue his family when they've done something they shouldn't have done.
Which is a great segue to why Bob is the best character in the show.
Mm-hmm. And that's it.
That's it. I mean, I don't feel like I really need to say much. Bob is hands down the best character in the show.
He's voiced by H. Jon Benjamin, who's like one of my favorite voice actors.
Has his own show about being in a van.
Is it John H. Benjamin or H. Jon Benjamin? It is one of the other. I'll look it up. And I'll edit myself saying the right one.
Yeah, of course.
Let me get a clean audio on that. John H. Benjamin. Okay. I'll add that in later if I got it wrong. All right, cool. So that's it. We'll save the rest for later?
Yeah.
On Bob? Okay.
The end of the podcast. She already declared.
Oh, okay.
So no one else gets to go.
No vote. Damn.
It's either Tina or Bob.
I think it's unanimous.
This episode. All right, who wants to go next then?
I'll go next. So I'm going with Louise. Louise, I feel like some of the shenanigans that happen are because of her. So
tons of them, yeah.
Yeah, for
also
sure.
because
She's a plot driver for sure.
oh yeah. And for a 9-year-old, she knows a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things. And like how they work.
She's a mastermind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's an evil genius. But that's why. I'll go into more detail later.
Ayradth, Brandon, who's introducing next?
I'll introduce.
All right, who you got, girl?
Unlike everyone here, I actually think one of the side characters are
That's true.
one of the better ones. I mean, there's a lot of great side characters, but I chose regular sized Rudy because he's regular sized. That's
For starters.
No, that's all.
I mean, the name
That's why he's best.
It brings a smile to your face every time. It's
mean,
so
it's just-
stupid.
It is. It's like, why is that his identifier? But
Because
I
he's
get
regular
it.
size.
don't-
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You don't need to identify someone who's regular size.
But you do because there's
There's another
call him
Rudy.
Rudy.
there's a little Rudy and there's the big Rudy, and
Yeah.
he's the regular sized one.
Yeah.
But who's Rudy?
Yeah.
Is there anyone with just Rudy?
Well,
Yes,
I do
there is.
remember because I just started I started over from episode 1 last, like at the beginning of the week. So there is an episode. I don't remember which one it is, but there's an episode where Louise, they're in the cafeteria, and she knows everybody's name, but she puts an adjective in front of everybody.
okay.
So she'll call them
Fat,
like,
whatever.
big, tall, short, in front of their name.
Okay.
So then I was thinking, oh, is
Does he
this
just get that name?
how
Yeah.
regular
Yeah, do y'all,
Rudy
Ayradth,
became-
do you know? Is there actually a small Rudy and a big Rudy?
There is.
There is an episode
Okay.
where
They're going on the bus.
they're going on like a field trip and
You guys aren't even fans of the show.
yeah, clearly. Someone signed up with Rudy and Louise is like, "Oh, I hope it's regular sized Rudy." And then it happens to be. And then the smaller Rudy, you can like hear his voice in the background.
The fun thing about the non-regular sized Rudies is they're always like a little bit off screen because the camera can't catch them because they're either too tall or too small.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I forgot about that.
Well, look, this podcast, if y'all would ever listen to it, is me, the host. We're experts. Our guests are fanatics. So, like, for instance,
true.
Emily was on our first episode ever, and she was, like, telling us shit about Harry Potter that we were like, what? Yeah, so our guests are supposed to know more than we know. We do some
We
research.
have to be jacks of all trades.
We're jacks of all trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon,
All right.
Bring it up.
I will be doing Linda.
you had to look at your phone to find out her name?
No, I was looking up the
Oh, shameful.
actor because she's also voiced by a man.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I think
thought-
Louise is the only one that's
Yeah, it's kind of
actually-
interesting.
Correct.
In this family with 3 women.
3 women.
2 of them are voiced by men.
It's true.
I wonder.
But the family across the street with 4 men, 2 of them are voiced by women.
True.
Yeah, the Silverman
Twins.
sisters.
Yeah.
They do the twins. All right, but anyway, Brandon, Linda.
Similar to what you were saying about like the show just making you feel good.
Definitely.
Like Linda is just my favorite character because
so pleasant.
everything she does is just funny to me. While still somehow maintaining being a good mom, she's always like down to clown and just ridiculous.
For sure.
And I think she's the perfect partner to Bob. And
Yeah.
I don't know, all of her antics just make me laugh.
Linda is life goals. Like, I want to grow up and be a mom who is just like Linda, just singing random shit all the time.
Yeah, she gives no fucks.
Yeah.
She doesn't
Drinking
have.
wine
She has
all
no
the
shame.
time.
She
Yeah.
has no shame.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
But I
Yeah.
would like to mention that all of the songs the family sings is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, it's a very musical show.
So actually, I discovered if you go on Hulu to rewatch everything, I don't know if it's anywhere else actually, but when you're looking at the episodes and you click over to the right one, it's like all of their musical episodes in one little section.
Oh,
So you
because
don't
they
to
have
go
full
through.
musical episodes.
Yeah.
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 There's a bunch of them. There's more
Yeah.
than I realized.
I think the guy who made the show just loves music and loves
Yeah.
putting it in the show.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it hit it off too, because like the first couple seasons, there's not as much singing, but then after that, they started incorporating it in, at least at the end of every episode, because I think people just
Oh, yeah.
really liked
Broadway.
it. Yeah, to the
Yeah,
extent
well-
that they even have an album of it, which
do.
in fact Ayradth is holding in her hand right now.
They made a vinyl. It's music album volume number 2. So I don't know what
So, yeah,
number 1
there's
is.
more than one volume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, this is a good 90 songs on here.
I think it's more than 90.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there is.
I mean,
90 songs? I guess they're all
It's
short, like
Volume
1 minute,
2 is numbered
songs.
all the way 1 to
Actually,
90.
there's
Holy
like
cow.
4
Damn.
songs on here that are 3 minutes long because they remastered some of the songs from the show and actually made them full-fledged songs.
This sounds insane.
Plus, the musical episodes have full songs.
True.
I was about to say who's buying this, but then I realized y'all have it in your hand.
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
we're holding this physical album.
Yeah, I bought it like
It's
2
a
weeks
thing.
ago, so. Yeah. I
Throughout
bought
this
it a while
episode,
back.
we'll tell you other items that we have in the room.
Yes,
Oh,
we have a lot of
God.
Bob's Burgers
Slow
merch.
unspooling of it. But you know what's funny is you said that you want Linda to be like that's what you want to be for a mom or whatever. Yeah. But Louise actually hates Linda, and Louise is the character you're arguing for.
I know, she's a daddy's girl. But she actually, there's an episode down the line where they finally, like, Linda's trying so hard.
Is it the episode where they're trying to relate?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I don't know, were they
Louise
going
hates
to
it.
like a birthing class or something?
Yeah.
Or like a rebirthing class? I
Yes.
can't remember. It's
You know
been a
why
while since
Louise
I've seen
hates
that
it?
episode.
Because you can't force that shit. Let her love Linda the way she wants to love Linda.
Exactly.
I don't necessarily agree with that comment. She doesn't hate Linda. She does like her, but she likes her in a way that she likes messing with her. That is their relationship and their bond.
Yeah.
Well, I think Louise likes messing with everybody. I think that
She
Linda.
doesn't like to admit her feelings ever.
Yeah.
That's true. She's
Yeah.
very
She's tough.
shelled.
I think that's why she likes hanging out with Bob, because
Yeah,
Bob's like,
Bob doesn't ask her to reveal herself.
Yeah,
or,
he just
or
wants
show any
her to
emotion.
yeah.
watch spaghetti westerns and hang out.
True.
Yes, that's what I was going to bring up, where they're like, and then they end up hiding in the slide, and they realize that Gene and Bob have the same smell fart. And then so Louise tries to fart, but it comes out like a little toot. And Bob's like, that smells like Linda's. And she's like, no!
Taken after your mother
Yes.
in the stupidest way.
Yes.
God dang it. But yeah, that episode, I think the reason she doesn't I think the problem she has with Linda is that Linda doesn't have any shame or doesn't care. And Louise wants to get a reaction out of people. And Linda doesn't react the way that she wants her to. But she does frustrate Bob. Like, even though she likes Bob, she likes to piss him off and make him upset. And he gets upset. Like, he gets frustrated very easily. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why she doesn't know how to frustrate her mom the right way, maybe.
Yeah. Because Louise will do something cynical to someone, and then Linda will be like, oh, my little baby, my sweet baby.
Linda can
It's
find the
like-
good in every moment. Like, she's always can find the light, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's just that. Haleigh and I watched the season premiere of season 12.
Mm-hmm.
12,
And
13, 11, who knows?
Humble brag.
Oh, yeah.
We watched it last night.
We watched
What
it last
up?
night.
13.1 is out. I haven't watched it yet because I was saving it.
But during that episode, like, Louise reveals that she thinks she's outcasted or weird or not normal because she isn't into girly girl things, which I think is another reason why she kind of envies Linda, because Linda is like, let's do your hair, let's put on this dress,
Super
like
feminine.
let's
Yeah.
And Bob is like, girl, I don't care, do what you want. So I think that also plays into this.
She kind of has like a identity crisis.
Well, Louise is like pure chaos. Like, literally, she wants to, like, if she was a D&D character, she's like chaotic evil.
Yes.
She
True.
really is.
Yeah.
She wants to, like, destroy the business.
Yes.
She wants everything to fall apart.
I mean, you learn that in like the first 5 minutes of episode 1 where she changes the name of the burger to the child molester. It comes with candy.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's why she can mess with people who want order. And I think Linda doesn't care as much. Like, she's chaotic neutral, if she's chaotic at all. I don't know, but like Bob needs order, and then like other people who need order, like Mr. Frond, are like perfect springboards for Louise. Yeah. Because he thinks that there's a system and a way to deal with people, and she loves to fuck with him.
That is my favorite parts of Bob's Burgers, is how much Louise just fucks with Mr. Frond.
I love it. It's one of my favorite
especially
interactions
coming
for sure.
from a teacher background.
Yes, I think that's it.
He's like, all he wants to do is like be the best guidance counselor he can be, and Louise knows that.
Yes.
And like, there's an episode where I think it was the one when Bob is in the wall, so she convinces Mr. Frond that
he's
Bob
dead.
died.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, I need the crisis crayons. And she's like, yes, the crisis crayons, bring them.
I'm going to draw
I need
lots
to
of
color.
pictures. Yeah.
Like, so she just stirs him up, and she gets so much.
What are some of his
out
dolls'
it.
names? Haleigh and Ayradth. Y'all know his dolls' names?
Something Emily. One of them has Emily as the name.
They're always like,
It might be Distressed Emily.
they're usually like Sad Sally or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
stuff like
There's
that.
one that's like Miss. It's a perfect pun. I'll look up his doll's names. He's one of my favorite characters. I almost picked him. If I was going to go for a side character, I would have picked Mr. Frond. And Haleigh, you remember the counselor like in our elementary school that we went to?
Yep.
That we saw every now and then? Yeah, that it reminds me of that. Like we had a counselor in elementary school who had puppets. And literally, like, I remember that, and I was like, this is so funny. Like, this show is also very relatable, too, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Did you ever use the puppets though?
Yeah, like, she would role play with the puppets, and, like, role play, like, oh, this puppet stole from that puppet, and, like, what happens, and that kind of thing.
Oh, I don't remember. Did she come to the classroom and do it like in front of everybody, or was this
No.
did you get called in?
This was a private session. Yeah, for a kid, for a
Did you
bad
steal
kid,
some
yeah.
shit?
No, it wasn't like stealing. That was just my made-up example. It was probably like, this dog's mad at that animal, and so, how should he deal with that, or whatever,
Oh.
This is a related tangent, but not related to Bob's Burgers. One time, my mom worked at the elementary school we were at, and one time, I'm pretty
She
sure
did.
me, Jonathan, and our brother Matthew all were in the office at different times throughout the day, and then like some of the teachers were like, "Dang!" Like it was like, "Oh, this is the
not
third
a
time
good
you're
look.
getting called in for a different child." We were like, "Oops."
Not a good look.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I want to get back to Tina eventually, but I want to let other people get a chance to talk, so.
I had one thing, only because I watched this episode last night, and it relates to Louise's hat, her ears. And it's the one where I can't remember the kid's name now, but like the
What's
teenager,
the teenager?
steals her.
Because she kind of, I think they actually have like a little bit of a thing going on later. Like she likes him or something, maybe?
I
Boo
can't
Boo?
remember if it's the same guy.
Who's the teenager that took Louise's hat?
Oh, she does not
That's
like that
Logan.
guy.
She doesn't like Logan. She
Logan?
likes
Logan,
Boo Boo
yes, okay.
from
She has a
the
crush
boy
on
band.
somebody, though, yeah.
Yeah, Boo Boo.
Boo
He's
Boo.
like One Direction.
Boys for
okay,
now.
never mind.
Boys for now.
So
Yes.
Logan just messes with her or whatever.
Yeah, Logan's just a
Logan
jerk.
like picks on her, and she goes crazy
Yeah.
trying to find her hat, and she gets the biker gang to show up, and like
Yes.
she is in control of the situation the entire time. Like the dudes on the bikes are just standing behind her like, yeah, we got you, and she's like, they're gonna cut your ears off because you stole mine. Like
I think that biker guy has a relationship with Louise, like continuing on throughout the series.
yeah, like she would just call
She
up
talks to
on
him all the time.
The biker gang's the one-eyed snakes, and they come back in like a
Yeah.
later episode because in that episode they have a baby in the bar.
Sidecar.
Mudflap
Yeah,
gives
sidecar.
birth-
And then in a later
Mudflap gives birth to
episode,
sidecar.
And they give
Because Logan's mom was there and his dad is the doctor, so Logan's dad has to like birth the child in the middle of the restaurant.
yeah. So like after that episode, the one-eyed snakes, only
they
the
come back
female.
a couple times. There's
they do?
there's a couple different appearances of them, but yeah,
I
then
remember seeing that guy with the handlebar mustache. Like he comes
Yeah.
back and
yeah,
talks
he
to
probably
Louise.
a couple
does.
ones. But then later they have a surprise baby shower.
For another member in the gang, and she has the baby at the stools.
At the stools, so now they've had a baby in the booth and at the stools, so it's pretty great.
Jesus.
I also think that episode where the baby's born at the stools is my favorite episode of all time.
Oh, really? What sets it apart?
Bob is having like a burnout in that episode,
Oh, yeah.
and so he gets kicked out of the restaurant, and he has to go. He like finds himself at Patricia's 77 Sandwiches and ends up working with her. And I just absolutely, I don't know why I love that episode. I think it's mainly because
That's
of
what
the
I'm saying.
song they have at the end.
That's what I'm saying. There's some episodes of the show that like I love, and I can't even put my finger on it. It's just when I watch it, I leave the episode feeling good. Like it's just they always are just nice episodes. But yeah, for Louise, I put that she's a profiteer, a prankster, and she's insecure, and she's a daddy's girl. Those are the things that I put about her. Always trying to make money, always trying to fuck with people.
Yes.
And that's why her and Mr. Fish Odor get along pretty
Yes.
well, because they both are
Oh,
profiteers.
I just watched where they're delivering blueberries, quote unquote blueberries.
It's supposed to be like a...
The kids get fired because Bob realizes that he worked his entire childhood.
Yeah.
So he fires the kids and they end up working on a weed farm, but they don't know that they're on a weed farm. So Tina's delivering weed.
Yes, I remember. That's fucked up.
Under the blueberries.
That woman is...
She has no idea what she's doing.
But the woman is employing them. She knows...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's fucked up, kind of, right? She's letting kids sell her drugs.
Well, I think that lady's okay with just doing that because her kids also worked at the farm whenever they were younger.
Yeah.
Like, you can see the photos within the room. So I don't think it was a big problem for her.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. Like, they get fired, like how Bob has to take a break.
Yeah,
and
it
they
is.
find another job. It happens to all of them. They just end up working somewhere else. They don't actually take a break.
Yeah. What about Mr. Fish Odor?
Also, if you're going to mention Mr. Fish Odor, mention Felix as well. They're a duo.
Yeah, we were talking about this last night, that those characters together are way more hilarious than
they are by
before
themselves.
Felix was introduced.
Yeah.
When they're by themselves. That's true. But Kevin Kline is the voice actor for
that makes
Mr.
sense.
Fish Odor. But yeah, his brother is voiced by Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah,
which
I
is another
feel
thing
like-
about the show. Great voice acting.
I feel like Kevin Kline, in my opinion, like I see him being very kind of like theatrical and silly and like willing to throw himself in. So
That's the other thing about this show is like there are other shows like The Simpsons where they try to get like actual actors and stuff or different celebrities to play themselves on the episode. And then like Family Guy where it's like all the voices are done by like 3 people.
Yeah.
This show does a really good job of finding people who have like extraordinary voices. Kevin Kline has such a great voice. Will Forte plays a few characters. He's got such a good voice, like distinct voice.
Yeah.
Aziz.
Megan Mullally.
Aziz Ansari's got a good voice.
Megan Mullally and Sarah Silverman.
Yeah.
And Jenny Slate. Love Jenny.
Oh, I was going to say the episode Ayradth was talking about with Patricia and her sandwiches is Tiffany Haddish.
Her voice really fits the role of Patricia. Like, I love her as a
Patricia's
character, and I want her to come back.
I like Billy Eichner, too.
Oh, yeah,
And
Billy
I think
Eichner
it's
plays one of the
hilarious
teachers,
that
yes.
He's the librarian.
Oh, yeah, he's a librarian.
It's so funny because on his things, he's so loud, but then in the show, he's the librarian, and he's like telling the kids to be quiet, but then he's like won't help them find books. He's like,
But then
"That's over
he'll whisper
there."
stuff at them, but like not a quiet whisper.
Yeah.
I really do love the teachers. That's the other thing about this show too is like good voice actors and also very relatable. But I feel like the guy who made the show must be like super down to earth, like had a very normal like upbringing because he just like does such a good job of connecting things. That counselor, like nailing that counselor character and nailing certain teachers. Like all the characters are so specific. A lot of the times it's funny just because they're hilariously normal. Like they are exactly who they should be, and it's really funny.
Oh, yeah. So Megan Mullally's character, she plays Gail.
Gail's my other favorite. I love Gail so much.
Yeah, I was going to
Gail's
mention
wild.
Gail is
Yeah.
a very good reoccurring character.
One of my favorite songs in the show is the Topsy episode, actually, where we were talking about the librarian, where Gail and Mr. Fishoder sing to each other.
Do they have a relationship, Gail and Mr. Fishoder?
They're about to make out, and then Gail gets too weird, and he's like, never mind, I'm going to back up.
Yeah, and then she kind of gets like upset a little bit, but that's okay because Gail will make out with anyone.
Yes.
She does date Mr. Frond.
Oh yeah, for like a little bit.
For a few
Oh, yeah,
episodes,
she
yeah.
does.
Yeah.
And Hugo.
She met him like online
Doesn't she
or
get together
something?
with Hugo for a second?
Probably. I like the Dr. Yap episode, the dentist episode where they try to
they went skiing.
they try to hook Gail up with that, but she like is falling for Bob or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Oh yeah, because he's on
such
anesthetic
a
or
bizarre
anesthesia, and like accidentally kisses her.
All the Yap episodes are
Yes.
weird, though.
Yeah,
I
Yap
love
as a
Dr. Yap.
character.
Oh, he's
Tina's
the
obsessed
best.
with him too.
Tina loves Yap, yeah.
He does.
All right, I'll talk about Tina now because
Yap,
there's so many great things about Tina. First of all, I think she's like a neuroatypical character, right? Like there's something she thinks differently than everybody else. She talks slower than everybody else. Like she's just a different person.
Yeah.
But then even inside of that, she's also like a teenager. Like she has so much.
An excessively horny teenager that
she's
doesn't
got-
know
Yeah.
what to do.
Her
with
sexuality
that.
is out of control. Like, no joke, if she was a male character, her behavior would come off even more predatory, I think.
Yeah.
She's a predator a lot of times. Like, there's times where she's like literally spying on naked boys and stuff. And I was like, if this was flipped, if this was different gender, it would be very, I mean, it shouldn't be okay anyway, right? But for some reason, because it's Tina, it seems more harmless. I don't know.
Her erotic friend fiction.
Oh my God. I love her obsession with like horses
and zombies.
she's so like a sex positive character, and I mean, I know she's a teenager, but it's an animated show. It's they don't go. I don't think they go too far with it, but
no, she just does her friend fiction with zombies.
Yeah, the
that
erotic
is weird.
friend fiction.
I love it.
Too far.
I don't think it's far enough.
When she reads it out loud to the school. It's
yes,
like,
she's like, I'm really gonna go for it and embrace it.
And Linda's just supportive, like, okay, sweetie. And then later realizes, oh, shit.
Yeah, that's the other thing I love about Tina is that she also is very brave. Like, she goes for stuff. She puts herself out there all the time.
Yeah.
I love her character. Like, there's so much to admire about her. And it's hilarious because, like, Louise doesn't really appreciate her. She just kind of uses her as a tool a lot of times.
But she always
she's so
does come to her
towards
rescue.
Louise.
She does, yeah. When times are tough, they'll support each other.
Yeah.
I think Gene is the only one who I don't really know what to say about Gene. Like, I don't really know.
Gene is hilarious.
He's got good one-liners, but I don't know what his role is.
He's just the middle child. Haleigh can attest.
Okay, that explains a lot.
It does,
All
in
right,
fact.
Haleigh, you got this one.
Okay, here I go. I think what Gene brings to the table is his ability to just like be in any situation and just do like weird shit and never be un-Genie, you know?
Yeah.
And
he's very much himself.
He is, and he's very food motivated. So he's easy,
music motivated.
It's easy to figure out. His songs are terrible, but he tries really hard at them.
I was going to say he's talented. He does work a lot creatively.
Have you heard his silent muffler song? Well, it's not actually his,
I don't recall.
What is the episode where he puts on that musical in the basement of the school?
Work hard or die trying, girl.
That's one of the best episodes. Yeah. That's a very good episode.
It's a fantastic
It is,
episode.
but it's not just his song. It's also Courtney's songs as well because they merged.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just, before I went to work today, I was watching the episode where he wants, like, Courtney shows up. It's like her first Bob's Burger episode. And convinces him to start dating her. But then everyone's like, no, she's so annoying. So then he goes to her house to break up with her and realizes his dad has all this really cool, like, piano technology and all this stuff. And then he has to decide if he breaks up with her, he can never play with all of these cool things. But if he stays with her, then he can come hang out with her dad.
God dang it.
I believe in that episode, the song Silent Love is made at her birthday party.
Maybe.
What is that?
Oh,
Silent
yeah,
Love?
because she plays,
He
plays for...
He's singing her a song, like, because she was really annoying. And so he's saying, he's telling
her,
everyone,
like, shh.
yeah, like, it's a silent love we have. And then she, like, something happens with her heart. And then she fake dies in the hospital. It's like, it's a whole thing.
Oh my God.
Well, they practical joke him.
Yeah. The dad and the mom and her.
The only thing I could find for Gene was, like, I thought he was, when he made that musical, I thought that was pretty interesting and talented. And then he's got good one-liners every now and then. Like, there's one thing I wrote down that made me laugh out loud whenever he saves Tina's life at some point. Like, she's about to fall or something and he saves her. And she goes, thanks, I owe you my life. And he goes, no thanks, I've seen it.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Like, I'm good.
He
Don't
has
need
all
it.
the quips. Like,
I laugh out loud at some Gene one-liners.
yeah.
And I think he has a couple like really good episodes. Like the toilet episode is a great Gene episode. And
Where he finds the talking toilet.
Yeah.
And then it's like E.T. style. And it's really
God
fun.
dang it.
And then I also love that so there's an episode where Linda has like things that she does with each child. And the thing that she does, I believe, with Gene is that they go to this fancy hotel and poop in this fancy bathroom. And that's like their weekly tradition.
Yeah.
They go to the hotel and then they also go to this like bakery and they take the free samples, but they're both banned.
Yeah, they're not allowed.
They're not
they
allowed
just
to
eat
be
all
there.
The free samples
Yeah.
and get kicked out.
Oh, wait.
I think that very much encapsulates Gene.
The episode that I liked for Gene the most was when whenever Linda says something about like, oh, you know, your dad, you know, look, a picture of your dad, he looked just like you when he was a kid. And then he's like, wait, am I going to look like him when I get older? And then he decides to just cut his losses and become his dad on that episode.
Yeah.
And he uses
so,
all the hair
like a
that
baby
falls off
Bob.
of Bob's body to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Louise also like cuts a bald spot for him, and helps him become
my
Bob.
gosh.
And Linda
And,
plays into this so
Linda-
hard.
Oh man,
Oh,
yeah,
my
I
little
love it. It's so funny.
Bobby.
Yeah,
Baby
she loves
Bobby.
it. She loves it. But then Gene is like, he's also like, we did a lot more fun things before we had these Rugrats. And Linda's like, that's so true. And Bob's like, stop it, Linda. And she's like, what? He's right. Oh my God. Like, he's just nailing it. And every time he's like, it's always about the kids. So he's always saying disparaging things about the kids, which is so funny because he is the kids.
Yeah.
So like the fact that he has, that's the other thing about Gene that I don't know if I like it or not. He has like all of these old references, like Nakatomi Plaza, the whole like that's like an 80s action movie. Like, why does this kid know these references? He knows so many old like 80s references for some reason.
Well,
that I don't think he should know,
yeah, I
There's no
could see that, but to me, he feels like the type of person that hangs out with a lot of like older generation people. And also, I feel like they probably have just a ton of like cassette tapes that they
VHSs,
play in
yeah.
a VCR. Yeah.
That's funny.
I looked up a couple of the dolls. I can't find very many of them.
Oh, nice.
But
nice.
the two that I found are Portion Control Joel or Portion Control Joe. I don't know how to make it rhyme more. And then Repressed Memory Emily is the other one.
Oh my gosh.
But there's definitely other ones. Like I think there is a something Susie or something, but I can only find these two. But yeah, Repressed Memory Emily.
Mr. Frond, he says his number one enemy is conflicts. Like, I don't know. He's so insane.
You know he's insane. He gave Gail a doll of herself on like their first date.
Yeah.
I watched the episode where the kids read enough books and passed enough like reading tests.
Oh yes,
Did
with Millie.
That they get to go on that trip, and none of the teachers want to go on the trip. They don't want to do it.
Right.
So they have it's like a mystery, and they have Mr. Frond destroy his own dolls, and they blame it on the students and say like, well, since the students destroyed these dolls, we can't go on the trip anymore. But it was Mr. Frond who did it. And yeah, you're right, Ayradth. Who was the girl that helped them solve the mystery?
Millie, she's
the girl
more psychotic than
Millie.
She's crazy,
Yeah,
right?
it's Millie.
yeah.
Oh,
She
she's
wants
just
to be
obsessed with
Louise's
Louise.
best friend, and Louise is like terrified of her.
That's Molly Shannon that voices her too.
Yes.
Oh, that makes sense.
Millie and
And Molly
Louise
Shannon
are
is
best
crazy.
friends. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like because Louise keeps everything so close to the chest. She she doesn't really let her emotions show. Anybody that she likes, she pretends like she doesn't like them. So like Millie, I think it's Millie, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
I think she does grow to like her.
she does not.
She
I think she does. I think she secretly does.
Why can't I think of this word that means like you go back
Tolerates?
and forth?
Oh.
No. Like
Well, she kind of uses her.
She does use her. I mean,
little
Louise
bit.
uses everybody.
a lot.
That's her part of her character.
Yeah.
But I think she's kind of terrified of her because Millie like one ups her psychoness.
okay.
And
yeah, Millie is like
she is
terrifying.
more
like
chaotic.
stalks her.
Yeah.
Louise doesn't actually like Millie. She does
There are
things
moments.
for Millie, like depending on the situation. But for the most part, Louise wouldn't just say, "I'm gonna go hang out with Millie." They don't like each other.
That's
No,
true.
Millie
That's
likes
true.
her.
It's only when
Well,
she needs her.
Millie likes
Yeah.
her. Millie
And
is obsessed.
I think there are moments. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think there are moments where Louise is connecting with Millie, but yes, overall they do not have like Louise would leave and never see Millie again if she could.
I'm like 97% sure that Millie has a shrine of Louise in her room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
Oh,
does. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like stalking her, and
But
that
I-
freaks Louise out. That's like she's like, okay, I know I'm crazy, but this is too much.
For
Well,
good
one
reason,
of the-
though. Like, if someone has a shrine of you in their room, run.
Yeah, that reminds me of what's her
Especially a
name?
9-year-old.
Hey Arnold with
Yeah, Helga.
Helga.
Oh yes.
Helga and Louise, they've got something in common. They like both keep their emotions close to their chest. Or whatever.
Tomboys.
Agree so that they never appear to like anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to say? One relationship that Louise has that I think is really cool and interesting is regular size Rudy. So, Ayradth, you want to talk about that? Louise and regular size Rudy and their thing?
Louise and regular sized Rudy?
Yeah, they have like a really tight bond, I think. Like
Yeah, no, they do.
That's probably her best friend.
That is her best friend.
Yeah.
I don't think they call themselves that, but it's factual.
It is. They go on, like, so one of the main
She
reasons...
corrupts him.
Yeah.
Kind of.
That's why he always needs his inhaler.
Yeah, but he knows when to pull back. Like, he goes along with it, but he's always like, hey, guys, this is a thing. We should not do it.
But then he gets coerced into doing it.
But then he goes with it. He's great.
One of the main reasons I chose him is because he, like, these adventures are presented to him from the Belcher kids. And he's like, you know what? Definitely shouldn't. But then, like, as Haleigh says, he gives in and he goes.
And he sees it through.
He does. He sees it through. We were watching a Thanksgiving episode
The
not that long
Peckening,
ago.
I think?
Yeah, the Peckening.
Yeah.
And like there's a tickle boat that killed a kid like the year before or something. But regular sized Rudy just like stays with the family and Teddy through the whole thing and ends up having dinner with them as well. It's just really weird. Like, where are your parents, kid?
Dawn of the Peck.
Dawn of the Peck. Yes.
Regular size Rudy also, like, every time he comes into the scene, he always, like, what's happening, my man? Like, he's always got, like, a groovy, like, catchphrase or something to say when he comes in.
Yeah, he's
Take
also
a hit
an
of the
old man
inhaler.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of the characters are old souls, you know?
Or, like, so I picked him because he's down to have any adventure whatsoever, even though he has, like, his own health restrictions. He just brings an inhaler, and then he's like, oh, guys, wait, hold on. And in one of the episodes where they're on, like, a field trip, and Bob is supposed to be watching over them and ends up sneaking out to find Louise and Rudy doing whatever they're doing. It was climbing in the Amazon forest that was not ready to be shown.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Is that Rudy's first episode, or no, that's later?
No, I don't think so.
it's one. Wait, whose first episode?
Rudy's?
Rudy? It's
Yeah.
one of
Rudy?
the first ones. I think he may have been introduced before that, but that's definitely the first episode that he's like involved in.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Also,
have his inhaler, I
Linda's-
think, for a stretch.
Well, it's in the backpack.
It's in the
I think.
backpack, and he leaves it. And like during the whole thing, Louise, like near the end, Louise is like, "Oh, we can go get it. Like you need that." And he's like, "No, we have to see this through." And then just pushes through. And I'm like, "Sir, you're gonna die." But okay.
Yeah.
And he's also in the train episode with the chocolate,
Oh yeah, he is. Well,
and that's such a good episode.
that episode, his situation in that one is so sad.
Well, yeah, his dad is.
What's the situation?
Hold on, before we go to that, we need to circle back to Linda in this museum episode.
Oh yeah, true.
But we'll circle back. So in the train episode, Rudy's dad is like serial dating because he's trying to find someone because he's got divorced and is depressed. And
Oh my
so
God.
like every weekend they go on this train ride and there's like a chocolate fountain that's served to the adults. And it's like a wine and train.
Yeah.
The funniest part is it goes across a straight track. So it just takes you to the end of the straight track and then the train just goes back the other way, back to the original destination. But everyone's drunk on wine, so they don't care. But there's like a kid's cart in the back, and there's like
Oh my
a
God.
beanbag chair, and I don't know, like a tub of blocks or something. And every day
That is
Rudy has
so
to sit there
sad.
by himself.
I think it's a beanbag chair and a wooden
grape juice or
crate.
something.
Say that again.
Oh my God.
Aren't they trying to get like grape juice or something? Or they're trying to get the teenager?
No.
or
They
whoever
want
it
the
is,
chocolate fountain.
get the
Yeah,
snacks?
they're trying to get the chocolate. They use the grape juice like cart as a way to get out of the children's
Yes.
Louise
Okay.
devises
a plan.
a crazy plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. And the reason they're on this train is because Bob and Linda are going on a wine tasting because
And
Linda
then-
thought it would be fun.
The train's going so slow that one of them falls off, right? And they like think they're gonna die, and then they're like, ah, and then they land, and they're like, oh, the train was going like 0.0 miles an hour, and they just like climb back on. It's very good.
Isn't Rudy's dad like trying to meet?
Yeah, he's
women
like
on the train or
shoes and
something?
lady.
And then in a later episode, his dad asked Tina to like water his plants. And so Tina's just like, "Oh, I have to take care of these plants." And it's a whole mess with the plants. I don't
Oh my God,
even
Tina gets obsessed.
Yes.
I don't even really
Tina
know where the
does.
dad
That's what she's-
went. Did he go
Tina's
to
very, like I said, she's neuroatypical, and she just like she fixates on things. But then there's also things like motor skills that she cannot do, like when they're doing like the patty cake, like the games where you like all of the songs are great. There's like 10 different versions of them where they're like I don't know, the bus driver said, and blah, blah, blah. And they're doing like the hand thing. And Tina cannot do it. Like, she looks at their hands and doesn't understand how their hands are moving that way, how they're coordinated and stuff.
Yeah, and then Louise has to teach it really, really slow.
Yeah.
Speaking of patty cake, do you guys remember when there's like professional patty caking and Bob gets obsessed with
He
it?
loves it.
Yeah.
It's called cake or something,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's
like
called
caking
cake.
or cake. Yeah, and this is
he
another reason why
loves it.
Bob's the best.
Yeah.
Because he just gets
Bob-
obsessed with like the
Does it to,
weirdest things, and he gets so
He doesn't
into
care about
them.
anything.
Yeah,
Except
but then
cake.
No, but what he cares about so deeply and so passionately.
At like an emotional
Right.
level.
Like the
Yeah.
episode
Yeah.
where he's like watching this guy grow cucumbers in his basement.
Oh, yes.
And Bob is like every day. So this guy's posting like every day, like an update about the cucumbers growing in his basement. And Bob like
Good
anxiously waits to log into his computer so that he can see the growth of this cucumber over the past night.
I love how he talks to all the food too.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
like
he's-
gives them
yeah,
a
that
That
voice,
is so
like,
weird. He
have a
does that. He doesn't do
conversation
that
with
not just with food. He does that with everything, though.
Yeah, that's true.
He gives voices to everything.
To the oven. and
Yeah,
on
I was
the
gonna say
stove.
in the all the holiday episodes, he is like obsessed with making the turkey perfect.
That's true.
Thanksgiving is his
Yeah.
favorite holiday, and he
Yeah.
doesn't understand why nobody else likes it.
Gene loves it.
All of the Thanksgiving episodes are like top tier compared to a lot of the
They're
other
very good
episodes.
episodes.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just like the Christmas episodes are like, wow, you're festive, cool. But the Thanksgiving episodes are like, oh my gosh, this turkey just got shot. What the hell is happening?
Yes. That was such a weird one too at Mr. Fishoder's house. So strange.
Oh, yeah.
So strange.
That was a weird one. I think every now and then they do crazy things that are not relatable. You
Which
know, most
one?
of the time
Yeah.
the show stays pretty centered. But where like Mr. Fishoder, is that the one where he like
That's
makes
the
them
one where the
compete?
turkey gets
Fishoder
shot.
makes convinces Linda and her kids to be his
Yeah.
quote unquote family to
So
make
that
his
he can try
ex-wife
to
jealous.
get this old lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also there's the episode where all the stores that he owns are competing
Oh,
because
yes.
they don't want him to raise their rent.
And there's
Yes.
a water
And then he
balloon
like
That's what it
challenge.
was.
distracts them with a game instead. And then at the
Yes,
end
I
they're like,
remember
wait
that.
a second, he's tricking us.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I thought y'all were talking about. That's not that episode.
Oh,
the
no.
turkey getting shot.
And then that one's crazy.
I was talking about
too.
the whole like Linda being a part of Fishoder's family to impress.
And then
I have
Bob's
to
supposed
rewatch
to be
that.
like the cook,
Yeah.
and he's trying to like have them sneak back into the kitchen and have like Thanksgiving moments with him because it's
Yeah.
his favorite
Yeah.
holiday. And then he gets
Oh,
drunk on
no.
Too
absinthe.
much absinthe. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So he's like hallucinating Thanksgiving.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Musical things.
My favorite my favorite moment where Bob makes something talk is I think he's in Dr. Yap's office and he makes one of the like drills talk and the dental assistant she goes, "Please put that down. That's not a toy."
Yeah.
And then she walks out and she peeks her head back in and goes, "And that's not how that sounds."
Yeah, that's not
That's not its voice. It's so funny.
But also relatable. Like, if you feel like a certain thing has a certain voice, when someone does it wrong, you're like,
I
no.
guess so.
Yeah,
No,
like, don't
it's
you have
true.
a
Never
voice
had that
for...
issue.
Do you not have a
Never
voice
had that
for
issue.
Mara?
I don't even talk to Mara.
Are you joking?
Everyone gasped together.
Yeah.
That's messed
It's
up.
my dog.
Well, so
My kids can play with her.
Merlin, which
That's why I
is
had kids
our
that-
dog, he has a
She
voice.
was your first kid.
She was your first kid.
Merlin has
She
a
was.
voice.
Yes, Merlin has a voice.
But now she's to entertain the kids, and the kids are to entertain her. So
First
that's why I
kid,
have
worst
all
kid?
of them.
Yeah, she was a trial kid. We don't want her anymore. She's the Gene. No.
No, Tina's the oldest.
Well, I meaning she's a Gene as in she's like outcasted and how she's treated.
The black sheep of the family.
Well, her name is Mara Jean, so...
Oh no.
One of Mr. Fran's dolls is distract his friendzo Lorenzo. Distract his friendzo Lorenzo.
That's a great
It's like
one.
Chucky.
And then the other one that I was thinking of is misunderstood. Misunderstood.
Yeah. That one's not as great, but it's fine.
I think that one's the only one that is just a pun, right? The other ones are like rhymes. The
Yeah.
other ones are rhymes, but that one's the only one that's a pun.
Yeah, but nobody's name is that, so it's less...
I don't feel as connected to that doll.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
There's not a real name in there.
She just doesn't... I just don't
She's so
connect with her.
misunderstood.
It's less personal.
No one understands
Yeah,
it.
y'all just don't
Yeah.
understand her. Exactly.
Yeah, and I think I never can.
Sorry to interrupt the program, folks. This is Jonathan here. Just wanted to let you know that if you're enjoying the Bob's Burgers episode, stay tuned. At the end, we will vote on the best character in all of Bob's Burgers. And if you have enjoyed the episode, you should also check out some of our other episodes. We've done other animated shows like Futurama or Avatar: The Last Airbender, BoJack Horseman. We've also covered dozens of other popular stories like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Wars, and even video games like Kingdom Hearts and World of Warcraft. So if you like what you hear, subscribe to the podcast, check out some other episodes, follow us on social media at YFCSPod, and let your friends know about us. All right, let's find out who the best character is in Bob's Burgers. Bran, I don't know if you have anything else. I love Linda too, but I'm trying to think like what else can be said about her.
She's so excited.
I feel like in everyone's conversation about their character, there has been a connection to Linda.
She's supportive.
She just like plays off of the family so well. And like I said, she's always just down for the antics, even with their kids.
But is it because she's gullible sometimes? Like, I feel like sometimes she doesn't know that she's...
I'm sure,
silly.
but I also feel like she just doesn't care.
There's one time, I can't remember the other lady's name that comes in.
She has no shame, like, yeah.
But she, like, loses 15 pounds or whatever, and Linda is, like, pushing her out the door. And she's like, okay, yeah, great, you look great. Okay, bye, see you later. She's like, because all the guys that are sitting in there, like, Mort and Teddy, they're all just like, wow, you look great. And Linda starts to get really jealous and mad.
Oh, man, really?
But, yeah. Even though she's so skinny.
Yeah, the only time I ever saw Linda get upset is the episode with Luis, where Luis and her are butting heads. I don't remember any other episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
because normally she's so easygoing.
Okay, well, the girl's name is Gretchen.
Gretchen, yes.
Gretchen for who?
Gretchen
that's
is
just
the,
her name.
like, sloppy, crazy one.
That's Linda's friend with like the blonde hair, and she works at like the beauty parlor.
Hairdresser.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
I don't
also,
remember that
there
well.
is another episode where Linda does get upset. The kids are like trying to get out of PE, so they sign up for like a swim class, and they say that Linda's the instructor for I can't think of it.
Water
For
aerobics?
synchronized swimming.
Synchronized swimming, yeah.
Yes,
Swimming.
that. And like Bob points out, like, Linda, they're using you, and she's like, no,
like,
they're
she
not
just pushed
using
over.
me.
Oh, dang. She realizes it?
Yeah, and then she realizes
she
it,
just
and
lets
then she
him-
gets upset.
She reminds me a little bit of Mimi.
I could see
Linda
that.
does.
Same, yeah. Mimi is a Linda.
Yeah.
Mimi is very, like, gullible and supportive and...
But also...
Where's
like,
Mimi?
like I said, but Mimi is also down with the antics sometimes,
Yes,
too.
she is.
All the time.
Okay,
Even if she doesn't know what's
just-
going on, she's like, oh, you guys.
well, is
Yeah.
Mimi a Linda or is she
she's
a
just
Teddy?
willing to goof around with the kids.
Like,
No,
this
she's
is my grandmother. Just one story that is kind of Linda adjacent is, like, we were in, like, a drive-through line, and she's like, what do y'all want? We're in the back, we're, like, 14 years old, and we're like, to ask them if we can get the Boshanky burgers. Like, and she goes, yeah, can we get the Boshanky burgers? And she asked
No
it.
hesitation.
No hesitation.
Didn't ask what it was.
And then
She probably didn't say it like that, though. She probably said, can we get those Boshanky burgers?
she's got
There you
an
go.
accent.
Oh my gosh.
And then, so I was thinking about the Space Jam toys, and I was like, ask them if they have the magical basketball player toys. And she's like, do y'all still have the magical basketball player toys? Like, she knew that was bullshit. Like, she must have known, and she was just doing it so straight. And there was one time, I don't want to go off for too long on this, but this is another story.
No,
that's
best
hilarious.
character is
This
actually
is the whole
Mimi.
podcast.
Mimi.
Yeah,
Mimi
let's
is the
just
best
talk about
character.
Mimi.
Let's change
Bounce
it.
off of her,
Erica and I, we went to a haunted house with all of our friends in, like, college.
Oh, God.
Erica and I get back early, and Mimi's there, and she's like, we should prank them.
Oh my gosh.
And we're like, what do you want to do? And she's like, we'll get some ketchup and we'll pretend that I got killed and y'all can go, like, hide.
I do remember this.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like,
She went
and I
real
said-
extreme.
I was the Bob in the situation. I was like, no, this is horrible. I don't want to do this.
They're going to call 911.
Well, I was like, I don't want to do this. And Erica was, like, super excited about this.
She is
And
the
so-
Linda as well.
Yeah. So,
Or the Louise, maybe.
and I was supposed to pop out whenever they go to, like, care for Mimi. Like, here's the thing. Mimi lays down in the driveway.
Oh god.
And she's got ketchup all over her. They come back at 11 o'clock at night, and they don't see her. They almost run her over, pulling into the driveway.
Oh god.
And then they don't see her, and they just go and they start making, like, a campfire and stuff. Like, it literally takes, like, 10 minutes. I started whispering to Mimi. I was like, Mimi, they're not coming or whatever. And Mimi goes, help!
Oh, yeah.
and just starts moaning and like help and stuff like that. It was so random. But she almost got ran over by a freaking car because of this stupid idea.
Just for a prank.
It was so dumb.
She was
Like
committed.
if that was the way that she died, I would have been insane.
God.
It would have been awful.
And that's why I was against it the whole time.
That's
And yet
gonna
you went
happen.
along with it, Bob.
I just did it, yeah. But very upset about it, complaining the whole time. Bob on their honeymoon goes, not the honeymoon, their anniversary always goes to like the same restaurant. And Linda wants to do something more exciting, so she wants to go do like a plane ride, and he's like, he's like,
and that like hot guy pilot.
Oh yeah, I
that's
just
Will
watched
Forte.
that.
I love Will Forte.
Well, he's like, we know that the food at that restaurant is good, so we only get like one special day. We should spend it doing the thing that we know is good, which is like very Bob, like just do the thing that I like and I'm comfortable with, And then, Linda goes on the plane ride, and then he is the guy that takes them to the Quickie Kiss It Island. It's called like, it's like a Native American name, but they call it Quickie Kiss It because people go there to make out. And he pretends to crash the plane and then tries to get her.
Yeah.
And
But in a very Linda fashion, she's just about
Yeah.
drinking the wine and eating the food, and he's trying.
she eats all the food. She's very gassy.
Yeah,
like, the whole time
she's
because
just
of that.
fully being
Yeah.
Linda, and he's like
Yeah.
trying to seduce her and not
Yeah.
working.
Just so we all
And
know,
it's just bouncing off.
She has
his
no
name
idea.
It's
is
bouncing off her.
the guy's name is Upskirt Kurt.
Upskirt Kurt. Yes, it really is. And Jean, I think, goes, was Mom wearing a skirt?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because doesn't
gets
the mailman come in, Mike the mailman, and he's like, "Oh, you can't let her go there." That's or is it who is it that comes?
No,
in?
I think
It's Fish Odor. He comes and says something about it. And then Bob, he doesn't care though, but Louise stirs it up and she's like, oh, Mom's going to be leaving you and stuff. And so then he's like, all right, well, let's go meet her at the dock. Like, she's supposed to be coming back now. So then they go to the dock, and that's when they run into Gus. And Gus tells them even more information. But I love Tina on that episode too, because Tina, she's excited about the idea of Quickie Kiss It Island. And she like daydreams about flying around and kissing boys in a heart shape. Like all the boys are laying in a heart shape in the sand, and she's kissing each one.
I mean, that's how it is in real life, so I get why she was
Yeah.
imagining that.
She's like I said, very sex positive, very like
Jimmy Jr. She loves Jimmy Jr.
Yeah.
But what's the one where like she finally, it's her birthday. I think it's in season 1. It's her birthday and she finally gets her first kiss from Jimmy Jr. And then, or no, maybe it was the Goonies episode.
She gets her first kiss.
I think they kiss on her birthday.
Mixed up.
They do.
Something where like Jimmy Jr. comes up to her and says something, and she's like, well, I don't know. She tries to be all like feminist, and then so he like turns around to walk away.
Yeah,
and
she is feminist
She watches
too.
his butt.
She's a feminist
Like-
icon. Tina is a feminist icon for sure.
Yeah.
But nobody loves Jimmy Jr. more than his friend. What's his friend's name?
Zeke.
Zeke loves Jimmy Jr. the most. Jeju.
Zeke also loves Tina though.
Yeah, Zeke does have a crush
does he?
on
I
Tina.
He's got a crush on
Yes, he
Tina.
does. But also a hot take, Jimmy Jr. sucks.
I don't think it's a hot take.
Jimmy Jr.
That's straight
no,
up.
Jimmy Jr.
Yeah.
sucks.
He's
His
the
dad
worst.
sucks. He sucks.
Yeah,
I want to see
Yeah.
more of Josh, which is like
the dancer
Tina's
boy
dancer boy that Tina kind of dated, and then he,
with the finger band-aid.
yeah, with the finger band-aid in the milk aisle.
The one of the Tina episodes that I liked was she went to go try out for that boy band. Like she dressed up as a boy to go try out for that boy band
Yes,
because
boys for now.
Yeah,
boys for now.
for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There will be men later.
Yeah.
And yeah, because the one that Luis loves drops out of the band.
Boo
So
Boo.
they're like having, Boo Boo. They're having tryouts, and she has like a meet cute with this guy, and she's like, he's the one, I'm in love with him, and they're like, Tina, you fall in love with everybody, and she's like, no, I don't.
That's
so she
before the
dresses up
tryout.
as a boy, and then she has like 10 meet cutes. At the tryout, she just keeps running into new boys, and then she realizes, I am, I just fall for
Boy
everybody.
crazy,
I'm boy
yeah.
crazy, yeah.
That part's great too because she's like zoning out, singing the songs in her head, and all the guys
Yes,
are just like,
yes.
okay now, okay.
Yeah, they drop napkins. Like she runs into him and she throws all the napkins up in the air.
And then
God, I can't remember
she
what the
brings them
line is. It's
inside
so
like they're
funny.
fine, and then Bob's just like, what is all this?
I can't remember what she says to him when she leaves. It was so funny. But I was thinking about Zeke on the episode where Mr. Fran's puppets get messed up, they're saying like, until someone comes forward, we're canceling the trip. And Zeke, crying, comes forward and he goes, it was me, Mr. Frond, or whatever. And Jimmy Jr.'s like, you don't have to do this, Zeke. And he goes, I'm doing it for you, Jeju. You're going on that trip. You're going to go on that trip. He goes, it was me. And he like takes the fall, and it's so dramatic.
Yes.
And the whole time, like, no one believes that Zeke really was the one who did it, but he's like crying in the middle of this hallway, like calling out for Jeju. It's so funny.
And they were like on the wrestling team or something.
Yes. God, dude, Zeke is hilarious too.
He's a great character.
I put Bob as neutral good. He doesn't care if you break the law, even.
As long as it's a law he's like okay with.
He's friends with the guy who robbed him.
Yeah.
Mikey
The guy
is
robbed him.
great.
They also have the
not Mikey, Mickey.
insurance fraud
Mickey.
episode.
Yeah, he does a speakeasy.
Yeah.
Bob is also, he just wants to make it through the day and not have any complications or anything go wrong.
But at the same
And
time,
nobody in his family will let him have that.
yes, exactly. So Bob is very dedicated. He loves his restaurant. He loves his family. He wants to like be this great restaurant, but he knows that what he's working with, the rest of the family and, his own inability to work too hard, isn't just going to let him get there. But he tries hard every day, and like his ideas are good.
He's
and
an
his
artist.
food, yeah. And he works super hard, and he's hilarious.
He's a purist about what he does, and he doesn't make a lot of money doing it.
Yeah,
but
and
he's still
I feel like his one outlet is like the specialty burgers. Like that's the most he can
make it
express
interesting.
himself within his like ordinary life.
But also, wasn't he like not allowed to do that kind of stuff whenever he was working for his dad?
Yes.
And now his whole business is all about.
Yeah.
I wanted to do
Showing
this
off
when I was
more.
younger. And
Yeah.
And even in his restaurant now, he's not allowed to do too much of that either, because it's like all of the energy is taken up by everyone else. Like there's too much other things going on for Bob to just like, do these crazy things that he sometimes wants to do.
Speaking of art, I would like to mention Gail's art.
What does she do again? I remember it, but
It's the animal butts.
Yeah. Just a bunch
his
of animal
family
butts.
has a butt obsession.
I mean, mainly just Gail and Tina.
Yeah, hers are specifically like anuses though.
Yeah. Tina is the one with the
God,
butt
I think I remember
obsession.
that. God,
And then
damn.
Linda
they
painted
put 'em up in
underwear
the
on all of them.
restaurant.
And then Linda paints underwear
Yeah.
on them, and it's a whole thing.
You know what episode bummed me out, but Tina was great in it, was the episode where she finally gets to ride a horse. Did y'all get to see that episode? Do you
Oh,
remember?
where she like goes
She
to
gets
horse
right on-
camp?
She goes to horse camp, and it doesn't turn out like she wants it to. Like, she's never ridden a horse yet. And my favorite part about that episode is Paul Rudd plays her imaginary horse. What's her imaginary horse's name? Do y'all know?
Porcelain? No, just kidding.
Porcelain.
Porcelain is
I don't know.
her.
Porcelain
She
is
has
her,
a,
yeah.
She has a porcelain horse called Porcelain.
Yeah.
Oh God, there's that
Everyone
whole
breaks it.
like My Little Pony kind of episode where they have like a My Little Pony
The
convention thing, but it's
Equestronauts.
and Paula Tompkins. It's like a mix of My Little Ponies and like Power Rangers. Like it's like a weird thing.
That
And
show's so
Paula
good.
Tompkins plays like the brony, like the head brony who steals her freaking doll. Like it's so messed up. And then Bob has to learn all of the Equestronaut fiction or the Equestronaut story so that he can get in with their group and get the doll back. But Tina like freaks out because she realizes that he had not only grabbed the Equestronaut information, but he also grabbed her Equestronaut fan fiction. But yeah, Tina tells her imaginary horse friend, who's voiced by Paul Rudd, she's like, yeah, I'm going to this camp, so I guess this is the last time I'll see you. And he's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, you're imaginary, and after I see a real horse, I'm sure I won't need you anymore. And he's like, I'm not imaginary, you're imaginary. And she goes, stop it. Last time we did this, you really messed with my head. And then she goes off to the camp, and the horse sucks. Like, the horse's name is Plops.
Oh, yeah. And it hates
The
her.
instructor, she's like, look, since you know so much about horses, you can get the most challenging horse because you can handle it. And she can't. Plops just sucks. Like, it's called Plops because it just poops all the time. Like, it's just disgusting. So then the day of the, like, they're supposed to show off an exhibition, and she's supposed to ride Plops. She decides not to. She reconciles with her imaginary horse, voiced by Paul Rudd, and she then rides him in the exhibition in front of parents and other people. She's just galloping around on nothing. It's
Which is
so...
an actual IRL
That's true.
thing.
That is true.
Which is
Oh
so
God, wait, what are
strange
those
to
people
me.
called? Oh no, but
Well, they have the ones where they
It starts-
ride the stick pony, but then there's also people that
There's
like
people who get sexual
run
with that
on
shit,
their
though, too.
hands and
Oh
Yeah, they
yeah,
put
there's a
hooks on
name
their
for
hands.
that.
so there's like two different.
what are those
they'll-
people called?
They have equestrian competition sans horses.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen the people running on
God.
all fours.
I was gonna say I was proud of Tina for doing that because she's so brave. Like she just does whatever. She doesn't care what anybody thinks. But now,
I wonder if
now that we're connecting it with that movement, I'm not
Maybe
so
that's
sure.
why they wrote that episode. Was to
Oh
like,
no.
I mean, she does sort of care what people thinks.
Yeah, to an
She
extent.
has moments,
But-
and then she always realizes, like, oh, I shouldn't care.
Yeah.
Exactly. She does the right thing, I think, most of the time too. Like in that race when she was beating Louise, and then she ends up helping Louise across the finish line first, like pushing her bumper car across.
Yeah, because they're going against the boys' names that live across
I don't
the
remember
lake.
Like the rich people.
Yeah, they were rich, and
They're like frenemies, kind of.
Tina has an obsession with one of the boys' ankles. England?
No, he's New Zealand.
Oh.
He's played by the guy that's in Flight of the Conchords. That's like the manager, I think.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. And here's the other thing I'm realizing: there's so much lore. Because like we're literally talking about stuff and we're going so far out with like so much of it because there's so many. The world is so built.
yeah.
There's such an established world on this show. Ollie and Andy, voiced by the Silverman sisters.
Yep.
are just
Two
fucking
of them,
stupid.
yeah.
Like they're just dumb. But they make me laugh out loud many times.
They're very funny in the Work Hard or Die Trying Girl episode because they're playing the like FBI agents, and Gene is trying to tell them that FBI agents don't hold hands, and they just both look at
Oh,
him
God.
together and say these ones do, like in unison.
Yes. This is what I love about them is that, like I said, the show nails certain characters like the counselor and stuff like that. It is nailing twins. Like literally, Ollie and Andy are every negative aspect of twins. I think.
Yeah.
Like whoever wrote those characters hates twins as much as I hate twins. Like
Or also loves them
just-
though, because like.
no,
But there are
They're so creepy.
No, they're super creepy, but they capture these funny things that it's like, this is a real life twin thing.
Yeah.
There's a moment where Mr. Frann is like, on the field trip, we're partnered up randomly, and they find out that they're not partnered up, and they both just start screaming like they're
Yeah.
possessed.
Until they got
And he goes-
randomly assigned together.
I'm pretty sure
And
that's
he goes,
this.
"Oh wow, look at that! Ollie and Andy are signed to each other. How did that happen?" And
Yeah.
they're fine again.
I'm
I
pretty
like
sure
the
that is
Goonies
the episode
episode.
with regular sized
I
and
think
little
so.
Rudy.
the
Regular
museum
size and
episode.
what?
Yeah, because that's
Little
the
Rudy.
museum
Museum
episode.
Yeah. Does Bob have to chaperone on that?
Yes.
trip?
Yes,
Yes.
we were supposed to
Yes.
circle back to this because Linda.
Linda's protest.
Yeah. So basically, Linda realizes that they like forgot something because usually she's the chaperone, but Bob is the chaperone today. So she goes to the museum to like bring it. I forget what it was that they forgot.
A vest, maybe?
I don't know. And then their museum employees are protesting, I believe, because they want like better wages or more
Yeah,
breaks.
they want better
Jesus.
wages.
So Linda immediately
What a
before
mundane
going
situation.
yeah, before like getting to drop off the thing that she needs to drop off, she gets distracted by the chanting because she loves chanting.
Yeah.
Because she's a
Yeah.
perpetual cheerleader.
Oh my god.
So then she sort of becomes like the leader of the chanting. But then she goes real crazy with the chants and she starts saying things like poop, something, something, something. And then everyone's
I
like,
think they just
no,
all have to
we
do
don't
with
need you
wank."
anymore. Oh yeah, weena, 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 wang is one of them. For some reason. So yeah, so eventually they're like, Linda, we're going to have to ask you to not be part of this anymore. And then at the
gets
same
really
time,
upset.
Bob and Louise and Rudy have gotten in trouble inside, so they come running out. And then Linda's like running away because then she got in a fight with them. And they see each other running past, and she's like, "You get in trouble on the field trip and getting kicked out?" And Bob's like, "Yep. Did you get distracted by the chanting when you're bringing us something?" And she's like, "Yep. See you back at home." It's real good.
Oh my gosh. I was gonna say one of my favorite Andy and Ollie moments.
Oh yeah, I
is
still haven't even gotten to those. But yeah, go ahead.
the Goonies episode that they did where they're looking for the taffy factory or something that's about to be blown up.
Oh, yes.
And it's like the map is in the shape of a butt. And there was an actual treasure in the Taffy Man, but they never discovered it. So it's like they did all of this stuff for nothing, but it actually was something there.
This show is obsessed with scatological
I can't remember.
humor.
Yeah, I can't remember what happened exactly, but like one of the twins peed his pants, and the other one was like, "I wet his pants." Like,
Yes. No, they got so many moments like that. I think Louise is trying to steal something out of one of their pockets, and the other one says, "Hey, she's trying to steal something out of your pocket because he can feel it or whatever." It's so dumb.
Oh yeah, I looked up the creator. It's the same dude who did Home Movies,
Home Videos, and
which makes sense because John Benjamin was on that too.
And he's also on Dr. Katz, which is also this guy's other show. His first show was Dr. Katz. Both. And the other aspect of all those shows is really good. John Benjamin's on all of them. Also, all of them have the voice acting where they do their voice recording in the same room, so they talk over each other. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's very unique to this show and all this other guy's shows is they talk over each other. That doesn't happen on other animated shows.
Yeah.
People interrupt each other, but they don't talk over each other. We didn't talk about Teddy, really. I mean, we mentioned him a couple of times, but is he a good character? Do we like him, or is he just kind of there?
Well, we also didn't talk about Moore.
She had a really hard time deciding which character to do.
I absolutely love Moore. Like, I love Teddy too, but like Moore he has this dark humor that like slightly resides with me. I don't know if it's because like he runs a business of death or something, but I just really hard to it. But no, Teddy, he's pretty good. He's great. He's very like supportive of he's Bob and Linda's cheerleader for sure.
Oh my gosh, he gets so involved and enthusiastic when anything's happening. All he has to do is walk in and he's immediately like in it.
Yeah, and even if he doesn't like something, he's still like, I hate this, but it's for you. Fantastic. And then we'll still do it.
He always tries to convince Bob that he doesn't eat at other places.
Right. Yeah. Like as if it's a betrayal.
Like,
yeah.
Well, and also Teddy, he like loses it at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
Like,
true.
He's either excited or angry so quickly. Like
the Halloween episode, Bob accidentally kills his guinea pig because Teddy forces him. He shows up without a costume. Teddy forces him to get into a costume. And he's in his fat suit, and that's it. Like that's the costume. He's just in a fat suit, and he accidentally. I don't know.
Sits on or something, I think.
He was trying to get it on or off or something, and he fell over onto the guinea pig. And Teddy won't let anyone leave the party until he figures out who murdered his guinea pig.
It's so sad.
He was putting it on,
crazy.
And Linda was like, or Bob was like, how do you know that he died from you sitting on it and not from all the spray paint that you sprayed onto him?
Yeah. And then Teddy's like, oh, yeah, I guess I shouldn't have done that. And she was like 14 years old. Like,
the guinea pig?
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, Teddy's also an idiot, too. Like, there's an episode where the fryer is broken. It's the same episode where they pay for the horse camp, so they can't fix the fryer. They pay for Tina's horse camp. And Teddy's upset because he's like, well, you know, I guess I can't do Teddy's voice. It's too deep and dumb. But he's like, you know, oh, yeah, I don't need fries. You know, they don't go perfectly with the burger. It's fine. And he's just getting more and more upset. And then eventually he gets angry enough that Bob's like, look, if you care so much, because they yell at each other a lot. I love that when they both yell at each other. He's like, if you care so much, go fix the fryer. You're supposed to be a mechanic or something, right? Yeah. And Teddy goes, I will go fix it. I will. And he goes to the back and he just starts banging it around. And he's like, what are you doing? And he goes, this is the first step. And he starts banging around. He doesn't fix the fryer. He can't fix it. So he's not even a good, like, fix-it person.
He's a good fix-it person for some stuff. He's more of a carpenter than he is a mechanic.
Have you seen the Halloween episode where he hangs the thing in front of the
spider
shop?
With the freaking chainsaw?
Oh, yes. That was
super scary.
Yeah.
On the Junior Entrepreneurs episode, Tina tries to convince him to buy a bunch of shitty, like, woodchucks or whatever.
And he does, right?
She's like... He wants to buy them, and then Tina feels guilty because she's like, I'm taking advantage of him.
And then he's like, he wants them even more.
No, he goes, your honesty makes me want to do business with you even more. And so he's like, he's pushing the money towards her, and she's like, no, I can't. And he's like, take my money. And like, he wants her to like screw him over, like so bad. Like the kids afterwards are talking about it, and they're like, yeah, we had to wrestle him to the ground and force the money into his pocket, you know, and run away.
Yeah, no, Teddy's a good one.
A lot of good Teddy moments, like when he gets stuck in the Santa trap and like,
like
freaks out and like flips all around the kitchen.
Shoot, when you said stuck, you made me think when Bob was in the crawl space, and it reminded me of how he hates his in-laws. He hates Linda's family.
That was the first time he met Teddy.
They suck.
Is that the first time you met Teddy?
That's because they called the fix-it guy to come open the...
I got you.
Like, try to help him get out. And then he convinced Teddy to not let him out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he realized he actually was stuck.
God dang. And that's like a whole Shining episode.
Yes.
He starts to
With
see
the
like
Kochi, or how do you say it?
I don't know.
I can't
But also
remember.
during that episode,
Kuchikopi.
Tina has
Yeah, Kuchikopi.
Tina's having zombie dreams.
Yep, of her erotic friend fiction, but it's of her
on her
grandparents.
grandparents.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's gross.
Oh my god, it's so disgusting.
In
But
the
also, sexy zombies is so weird.
sexy zombie. But think about it. Like, if you're a human that was sexy and now you're a zombie, like, why you ain't gonna be a sexy zombie?
True.
Nope, not down with it.
I think it still holds true. I just want you to know that Kuchikopi is one of the items in the Clue game that I'm holding in my hand.
Oh, nice.
Clue the board
is it
game.
Bob's?
Oh, we got another product.
Clue Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, so it's Bob's Burgers Clue, and so the weapons are the burger phone, the spatula, porcelain, wine bottle, Kuchikopi, and Jean's keyboard.
Is it at the beach house, that woman's beach house where she might have like killed her husband or whatever?
It is
that...
not at her beach house.
It's
It
mostly
is
based on their house.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple other rooms like the kitchen and stuff.
All right, I got social media honorable mentions here. Savannah Callies, our friend from high school, she says Linda, and I asked her to elaborate, and she said Linda is the glue to the family. She's what keeps the family business from not failing. She's good for customers and for employee morale. So that's it. I mean, we didn't say that. She's like the glue.
I'm
I
gonna
beg to
interject
differ.
and say that Bob is the glue because shit would not get done without Bob.
True. Linda's too enthusiastic and she'll go do anything on a
But
She'll
whim.
just leave the restaurant unlocked.
Yeah.
But she manages the books. I just saw the episode last night where she's like
She does balance the checkbook.
strategically
You're right.
bouncing checks so
Yes.
they can pay for the most important stuff. And it's like I don't understand what you're doing.
100%. You're right. That if they didn't have her crazy checkbook balancing system,
Yeah, you got to think outside of the box.
Well, I don't think it's just Linda that is
and she has the relationship with all the like vendors.
true.
She's got that's what it says here, that she's got good customer and employee morale. She helps all those things.
She's like
keeps people happy.
She's like calling the bank to tell the bank which ones not to like let the check go through on.
God damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Lua Chain, who is related to us and who was on our community episode of this podcast, she doesn't tell us anybody. She says, but I'm still going to read it because I think it's funny that she commented on the post and didn't tell us a character. But she says, I'd like to get my 11-year-old niece's opinion for you. She's the biggest Bob's Burger fan on earth. So that's what she said.
So,
and never
I
followed
doubt
up
it.
She'd like
on
to get that, but unfortunately she can't right
She would
now.
like to, but there's no way. There's no way to get that opinion. So, and then Mr. Mac, who's also on that community episode, and he did our Futurama episode.
Yeah.
He says Gus is his favorite because he's always there to impart some useful and not so useful wisdom.
True.
Which Gus, I don't know. I mean, I tried to watch a couple episodes with Gus after he mentioned him. He's fine, I guess. He teaches Jean how to do flag waving on the racing episode.
Gus is important, but he's not like
Is there anything else Gus does that I didn't see?
He helps the kids out sometimes.
yeah,
But he's certainly not the best character. Sorry.
no, he's not the best character, but he's useful.
Well, if there's nothing else we want to say, any more like honorable mentions or any other argument about our character that you didn't get to put out there?
Oh, Ayradth also wanted to do Marshmallow.
Oh yes,
yeah,
Marshmallow.
Marshmallow.
Oh gosh, I love Marshmallow.
Okay, you know what? I remember Marshmallow from when I originally watched the show, but on my rewatch, I watched probably 40 episodes, like to prepare for this podcast, and I didn't see one Marshmallow episode. But so I can't remember much about her, but I know that he like ran into her doing like the nighttime taxi stuff.
Yeah,
Also-
for Tina's 13th birthday party.
During that nighttime taxi
Yeah.
thing, the two other girls that are in the car with them are actually drag queens who are on RuPaul's Drag Race. Fun fact.
Wow, like the voice actors.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Marshmallow, she just kind of floats in and out of their lives and just does things, right? I mean, that's who she is.
Yes, and Bob is always stoked to see her.
Yeah,
I love-
Hey Marshmallow or whatever.
Yeah, like Bob
he just
and
always greets her
Marshmallow's
enthusiastically.
relationship is very good. I love anytime Bob's like out of the restaurant meeting people. His interactions are always really fun and positive and get kind of like quirky and weird.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I feel like the show is, it always leaves you feeling good because it always is just positive. Like, even the bad guys, like, the bad guys are never very successful. Like, they're always just have either bad plans or they just don't work out in the end, you know? Mm-hmm. Anyway, like, I don't feel like there's that many dramatic moments on this show. Like, you know, Futurama, we talked about, there's like real sad moments, stuff like that.
Yeah.
On The Simpsons, like, which is obviously the same guy that did Futurama, you have like emotional moments. I feel like Bob's Burgers doesn't give us too many like dramatic or like super emotional moments. I think most of them are just lighthearted and fun.
I have full on cried at like...
For which episode?
Oh, a bunch of them. We have like 9 seasons of the disc.
We're holding them in our hands now.
What is this product?
Oh, we're holding the complete seasons 1 through 9
of Bob's Burgers.
We're both holding them.
Dang.
Oh,
yeah, we're holding them together.
But there's been like a good handful of episodes that I have cried on. I don't know
if all of the episodes are in your hand right now, so
not anymore.
So a good handful would be all of them.
Yeah, I've cried
all of them.
I've cried during all of them.
The last thing we do is we look at different categories like plot drivers. Whose character do we feel really drives the show forward? Their decisions and the things that they do move the plot forward the most. I'm looking around at the characters and I feel like maybe Louise probably.
I was also thinking Louise.
Because she has all the plans that kind of put things in motion.
Yeah, I think
she tries to get
the foil.
She's always doing like conniving. Like she's always trying to figure out something that they can get themselves into.
Like Tina and Jean are more like they follow her a lot more than they get to be their own stars, you know, I think.
Or she's always trying to get out of something and it becomes this huge ordeal. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think she drives a lot of the plot. And because inevitably Bob and Linda have to get involved with whatever the kids are doing.
Yeah, I think overall she's probably the biggest plot driver of these ones. But I think everybody has various episodes where they're like the central.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But I would say, hers are overall, even whenever it's like a smaller plot point of the overall storyline, she's still kind of driving those smaller ones.
Another category is aesthetic. Like, just looking at the character, whose look do we love the most? All of these characters are freaking iconic. Like, they all look amazing. Like, regular size Rudy, just looking at him and hearing his name is funny. Tina, it also looks hilarious.
Yeah.
Bob is funny looking. I mean, Linda is funny because she's just a mom. like, she's so perfectly a mom. Like,
yeah.
But her like red glasses are so like, saucy. And, you know.
And Louise has the bunny ears. The bunny ears.
Yeah, those are.
I feel like Louise and Tina have very iconic looks that people have.
Is that like I guess aesthetics we normally think about like Halloween costumes. Like
you definitely see people dressing up as those two.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably Tammy. I know it's like wrong, but like
off the shoulder shirt.
What? But her eyeshadow. That's where I'm like,
Tammy is perfect.
Okay, girl.
Tammy does look perfect. Well, and so many of the characters do look perfect. That is true. But out of these 5, though, let's try to narrow it. We're trying to pick a winner out of these categories. Yeah. Who's got the best look out of these 5?
Oh, God. They all kind of look the same. Like, not really, but...
My kids, they don't ever hear it because I have my headphones in when I was watching the episodes on my phone. But they think that the show looks weird. Like, every time they walk by, they're like, that show looks so weird.
It does.
It does.
So who's got the best look? What do y'all think?
Okay, Louise. I like her dress color with her bunny ears.
Yeah.
And I like her little shoes. Like, okay, girl.
That's true. The green and the pink is good. Tina has a slouch drawn into her character.
Yeah, she's great. So the thing is, Tina's the best aesthetically for sure. Although
she has a beret. She has a clip in her hair clip.
It's a beret.
It is a beret.
A beret, my bad.
A beret is like
that's the French.
Also,
I have some French.
I believe it's
DNA,
2 berets, not just 1.
No, I think it's 1, but the way it looks has 2 lines.
She switches it to the other side when she's bad.
When she's Dina. No, she's Dina.
She's Dina.
Yeah.
Well, I have a couple things to say.
Sorry, Haleigh, you were going to say something. Yeah.
Yeah, many things. So we're holding in my hands right now.
This is great for a podcast audience, by the way. But
I know it's my favorite thing. We're gonna send you pictures. 1,000-piece puzzle of them all kind of floating through on different pieces of burgers, and so that's what we're looking at to decide who's the best aesthetic character.
We also have a giant poster of the puzzle,
correct,
as well that came with the album.
However,
a
we're
poster
not.
of the puzzle. It's not the constructed puzzle.
No, the puzzle is currently
It's a poster of the same image that the
glued.
puzzle
Yeah.
depicts. No, they're just both the same image.
They're the same thing.
That's amazing.
on the
hilarious.
on the poster, it doesn't
Send that
have
picture to
like
the Discord group.
puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, but then I also think that Bob has a good aesthetic because he's very
Yeah.
much like a restaurant dude with his like shoes, and he talks about like there's an episode where the kids are all making fun of his shoes, and then he talks about how he saw like a different restaurant person with those shoes and thought they were cool, and that's why those are the shoes that he wears.
He is perfect for who he is. I think it's just that the aesthetic is not super exciting, you know, and it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be
no.
boring.
But their looks all fit the characters. very
Everyone's
well.
look is perfect. Yeah. Okay. I like to try to figure out a category that is specific to Bob's Burgers, and like I said, it's a show that makes me just feel positive and is ephemeral.
You could just do like it's a comedy. So who do you think
It is a comedy.
funniest?
Who makes you laugh? Which character legitimately is the one that makes you laugh the most?
Yeah.
Linda.
Yeah, like I said, Linda. That's why I chose her. Honestly.
I picked Bob because he makes me laugh all the time.
He makes you laugh the most. I feel like he's more of a straight character where like people bounce off of him.
He's very
No.
snarky though.
He's-
He says things under his breath.
Yes,
Like,
he's snarky
better-
and he's
yeah.
very
blunt
critical.
and he's like, I
Yeah.
guess this is what we're doing now. Okay, you're
Yeah, which
all
that
terrible.
is funny when he's,
Like,
yeah.
it's very good. So he makes me.
Tina,
they all
the-
make me laugh, obviously, but
The reason I picked Tina is because she makes me laugh out loud the most. Because the things that she does are just absurd, and they always catch me by surprise and make me laugh.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Tina on that one.
I would have to agree with Haleigh. It's definitely Bob.
So we got two Bobs, two Lindas,
Lindas and a Tina.
and a Tina. Okay,
But
I guess
I'm
we have to paper,
surprised.
rock,
Like
scissors.
going into this, like based on what I see, just like elsewhere, I would assume that Tina is like the fan favorite. But it seems like here, like we've got a good mix of opinions. But I feel like when I see other people talking
I
about the
love
show, like everyone
I
loves
think
Tina.
Tina, in and of herself as a character, is relatable to everyone because everybody
loves zombie.
has gone through awkward puberty,
yeah.
14-year-old
Yeah, that's true.
version of themselves, and it's like, oh, I wasn't that weird, so
She's
like,
also like I said, neuroatypical. Like for real. Like there's people who identify with
she's
her on
kind
that
of an
level.
airhead sometimes,
Yeah.
but then also she's not stupid, so it's like she just is kind of, she's just always daydreaming.
Yes.
She's always somewhere else, and then
Yes.
then she's like, wait, what?
She's got some of that Amelia Bedelia type energy where she doesn't quite understand what's being like she
Yeah.
guys, I'm not even. Okay, I'm holding in my hands now. I'm so sorry, but this is the second to last thing that I could hold. Although Ayradth is wearing the sweatshirt of the family, which I don't think we've pointed out yet. I'm holding the official Bob's Burgers coloring book, and literally just flipping through and looking at the scenes, I'm laughing out loud at Bob.
Going into this, I knew y'all were big fans, but I didn't realize y'all were the top fans.
This totally one-ups my Harry Potter tattoo from the first
Oh yeah,
episode.
you'll have Bob's Burgers tattoos. That's what we ask all of our guests.
Oh, I'm about to
Not
go
yet.
get one right after this podcast,
A
actually.
burger! Oh my gosh.
Chris Greiger had a Full Metal Alchemist tattoo. Emily has a Harry Potter tattoo. I don't know. We must have had another person with a tattoo.
Do you think Lou's 11-year-old niece has a Bob's Burgers tattoo?
I don't.
She has the whole family
she's
on
from
her
Portland,
back.
so
I'm just saying, I don't know if she's the biggest fan.
All right, well, I was feeling good about Tina until the end. Now I didn't win any categories, but now is the time where we have to decide which character we think is the best character of Bob's Burgers. Are y'all ready for this moment?
Yes. We've never been more ready.
Just hesitate.
Okay, so we'll do a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then we'll all say our answer at once, and then we will ask each other what we said because we all said it
It's
at once.
inaudible.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, but are
It's
we saying
it's
it on
a
one or are we
tradition.
saying it after one?
3, 2, 1, and then you say it.
Okay, so
3,
after
2, 1,
one.
We
shoot.
say it.
Yeah.
We say
You
it.
say the name of your... Yeah, if you say it, that's fine. That's your vote. So then
Oh.
my character will win. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Bob.
titties.
I'm so excited!
Well, okay. Ayradth, you went for Linda, right?
I did.
We split the vote, I think. You went for Linda. Haleigh, you stuck with Bob, right?
I sure did.
I stuck with Tina, and Brandon, he went to Louise, and Emily stuck with Louise. So Louise squeaks it out because of a split vote there. I'm not mad at it.
If I voted for myself, I would have won, but...
That's true. If any of us would have... Well, if Haleigh or I would have flipped, it would have changed things. But
Yeah.
I genuinely love Tina. But I mean, Louise is a very strong character.
I also genuinely love Tina. She was my second choice. I went back and
Really?
forth. Yeah, I went back and forth for a long time between Tina and Bob.
Fun
I
fact.
do love.
Tina
Bob gets kind of frustrated with Tina a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, then realizes like there's nothing he can do about it. Like she is who she is, you know.
Yeah.
Like when she crashes the car that she slowly drives across the parking lot.
Yeah, and he just stopped the car.
Just hit the brake, and he's laughing at first.
Yeah.
He's laughing, but then he starts panicking.
Kind of going towards the only other car in the lot.
That was so
Yeah, exactly.
like to watch that happen because it was so slow. It was so frustrating because he
frustrating.
could have just freaking grabbed the wheel and turned it.
But then he wants to also.
But
he wants
he's
to lie.
empowering
he doesn't do
Tina
it.
because he's a
Well,
great
I don't
dad.
think he expected her, but he also didn't expect her to actually hit that car.
but
No, he
that-
didn't.
That whole thing turned into the insurance fraud.
Yeah, the
episode,
insurance fraud episode. Yeah, and
where the guy like
Bob's gonna lie and say he drove the car, and Tina can't handle
then
it.
the
she's
guy burnt
freaking
down
out.
his own house. And
Oh,
blamed it
but
on
the
Tina.
story she comes up with.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Tina
it's
is
like
besides the predatory stuff, she's most morally good out of all the characters. I can't believe it. We did it again. We figured out who the best character is in whatever we're talking about, despite the podcast being called Your Favorite Character Sucks. Now the only question is, what should we do next? You can help us decide by following us at YFCS Pod on Instagram and Twitter and telling us which show, movie, series, book you think we should do. Until then, hit that subscribe button and catch us on the next episode. Thanks for listening.
Before we go, I just have one more thing to say.
Is it something that you have?
The final item?
it may be
It might be something I'm holding in my hands.
a three something actually.
It's 3 different face masks, to protect you from the COVID while expressing your love of the Bob's Burgers.
Awesome.
Yeah, and actually,
God dang it.
these 3 are hers, and I have a separate one that's not in this room.
Good Lord.
But they're fantastic.
All right, well.
I need to step up my game on the Bob's
So we'll
Burgers.
send you
Yeah, I guess
pictures.
so.
It's gonna be great.